Right. We're going to go ahead and continue our media availability this afternoon with AJ Allmendinger, driver of the number 47 Bush's Bean Chevrolet. AJ, talk a little bit about your season so far. You had a good run at Auto Club, backed it up at Martinsville with a solid finish. Talk a little bit about just the opportunity this year and just kind of where your team is right now heading into Texas.
Yeah. I think so far up to this date, it's been a good season. The switch over from Toyota last year to the RCR Alliance this year with Chevy, for us it's been tough. There's a lot of work that's went into it. We started it relatively late in December, so the guys have been working really hard to kind of catch up, and obviously with the West Coast races for a one-car team like ours, it makes it tough initially, but I've been really proud. I think we've raced really well on Sundays. Our cars have been fast. The first few weeks we had good runs, but we just had some bad luck or just some things that happened that took us out of a really good finish. So I feel like the last 2 weeks we've put Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays together, and that's where our good runs have come out of. So, I look at that it's relatively new. It's 6 races in. I don't want to get too overexcited about where we're at, but the direction where the team is headed, and I feel like as we're gelling together, I like what's in the future for us. So it's just kind of taking it one day at a time.
Right. We'll go ahead and open for questions for AJ, and let's start up front with Jim Utter.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. AJ, for teams like yours, there's been several who have not won yet this season, but it seems like there's been a lot more parity. You've had last 2 weeks have had strong finishes. RPM has had a couple guys in the top 10. Do you see more parity amongst teams in general? It just seems like everyone, even though you might not have a win yet, seem to be in the mix a little bit more than in the past.
Yeah, I think the depth of the field this year is really strong. At least it's been a lot stronger than it's been the last couple of years, I think. At the top, you're still going to have your same normal guys. But I think just, 20th, 25th on back, all the way into the 30s, every team's gotten a little bit stronger. Stuart Haas adding a 4th car with Kurt. Ryan Newman switching to 31, things like that. Teams like ours having an alliance with RCR. Even like a team like Tommy Baldwin Racing getting some RCR equipment. So I feel like everybody as a whole has gotten stronger. And with the new rules package, whether it's that or not, or just everybody kind of working out the kinks of just these cars. But I feel like, as you said, the depth of the field and just 6 winners in 6 different races, it's been fun to watch and be a part of. In a team like ours, the ultimate goal is to win. That's why we show up every weekend. But we got to set realistic goals as well, and that's to continually keep getting better. This is a team that was 30th, 31st last year, and we're 16th in points right now. And we got to be a consistent top 20, top 15 team to get inside the top 10 and give ourselves shots to win races, to learn how to do that. So that's something that hopefully we can continue each weekend to get better and kind of keep being in the mix at least and being competitive.
All right, we're going to go over here to Carlos and then back over to the other side to Woody King.
Hey, AJ, Carlos Mendez, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. What do you think makes these races this year unpredictable or less predictable at the finish than they have been?
I think it's just everybody's pushing the limit. If you look at Fontana with some of the tire issues, I think relatively that was the teams trying to push air pressures right to the max and even over the max and things like that. And everybody's so close when it comes to speed-wise. You're looking for hundredths of a second instead of tenths of a second to try to get up there. And if you find a couple hundredths of a second, that's like 10 spots. So I think just track position plays a real key. You can't just go out there and run 90% for half the race and then get after. You got to be kind of full tilt from the start, and because of that, it allows guys to over-abuse their tires, over-abuse their race car. Whether you go on pit road and you lose a couple spots on pit road right at the end, track position being key. So everybody's just so close, and I think the way the race plays out, you just kind of never know at that point what's going to happen.
All right, if we can get a microphone over here.
Woody Kane with MRN. AJ, there was a little talk this week during the manufacturer's teleconference about the possibility of horsepower reduction somewhere down the road. I just wondered if you had an opinion on that, how it might play out racing-wise, if it would be better, worse, or do you have a strong opinion one way or another?
Well, I mean, as a driver, you look at less horsepower. You don't like that. You want the most horsepower you can get. You know, if it's something that really controls the cost of the sport, to me, it's a benefit if you do it the right way. You know, if it's really going to help save teams, save the engine builders money in the long haul, to me that's a benefit. So ultimately, if it's done for the right reasons and it works out for all the right reasons, then that's a good thing. But if it's just to take horsepower away as a driver, for me, that's not a lot of fun. So I don't know how it'll play out. You know, we did that test at Charlotte when they did the restrictor plate thing, kind of like they do with the Nationwide Series, the tapered spacer, and to me, I didn't think it changed a lot. I mean, it made momentum a lot bigger of a deal if you got kind of bogged down. Guys behind you'd have bigger runs, but I thought just the way the cars drove and raced around each other, it wasn't that big of a difference. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. You know, it's just it's a matter if it's done the right way, and if it really generally saves money, then it's a good thing.
All right, we'll go ahead and come over to Jennifer.
Questions related to you going back to IndyCar last year in relation to both Juan and Kurt. Juan is not easing back into it as quickly as you did, and I'm wondering why you think that you were able to get back into it as quickly, and how do you think Kurt will do, having never run it before? You know, you kind of set the bar very high and practically racing for the win until your seatbelt came off. I mean, should people think that Kurt can do the same thing?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, I think that's, you know, with IndyCar racing, just because it doesn't get as much exposure and maybe the big names or the quantity of the field, you look at the names, you know, everybody knows Leo and you know, but even look at Will Power, you look at Ryan Hunter-Reay, that, you know, he won the championship 2 years ago. People don't really recognize those names. And I went back there, and it's the series is so difficult from top to bottom. And, you know, for me, it was just hard to go try to run top 10 and figure out how that is. So it's not easy just to jump back into it. You know, Juan's had a lot of testing. You know, he'll be fine. He'd never been to St. Pete. When you go to those street course races, you don't get a lot of track time. So it makes those weekends tough. But, you know, I think he's a world-class racer. We've seen it. He's won in everything. So he'll be fine. And, you know, Kurt going to Indy, being at Andretti, I mean, he was fast when he did his rookie orientation. You know, he's a hell of a race car driver. So I think he'll be fine as well. You know, the only thing is just the way those cars race at Indy compared to driving by yourself, it's a lot different. And I spent a lot of time during the month of May last year trying to learn how to be in traffic. And, heck, I even went in the race still wishing I had more practice. So that's a big challenge, but I think he'll be fine. I mean, he can wheel a race car for sure.
All right, we're going to go back to Carlos.
AJ, do you have a prediction in mind for the number of race winners there'll be this year? Do you need a bigger number to have yourself included in that? I
mean, the way I look at it, we just go win this weekend. I don't care what the number is. So, heck, the way it's going right now, I mean, you could have upwards of you know, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, it could make the whole win and you're in the chase for sure. It could throw a little chink in the armor there. There's so many different guys that have an opportunity to win the race, but it doesn't change my outlook. You know, I mean, it's as I said, the ultimate goal is to win, but we got to take it step by step, take baby steps at it, and be more competitive each weekend. And you know, I don't really worry about per se the points until we get to just past the All-Star race and get through the 600, and then you start kind of looking, and you know, teams kind of start hitting on all cylinders and figuring out where they're at. You know, but for myself and this race team, you know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. You know, I get to work with a lot of great people. Tad Geschichter and his wife Jody and Brad Doherty, they're such great owners. So just the team chemistry, it's coming together. I enjoy being around it. We get to work with a lot of great partners. You know, Bush's Beans, that's on our car this weekend. They've been a partner for over 10 years. So we have a lot of big-name brands that have been with this team for a while, and I like the direction we're headed about just the race team, the sponsors, all that together. So it's just week by week, day by day for us. But it's fun to be a part of it. My goal is to at least go out there every weekend and people say we can't sleep on this race team. We got to watch out for them, and I think we're slowly getting there.
All right. Any final questions for AJ? All right. Thank you for your time and good luck this weekend.